Hello friends, welcome to this session, and in this session we have to write a function to find the index value of the minimum data item in the list. So let's suppose if this is my list, I have to find out the index value of the minimum item, which is 1 in this case. Actually, there are multiple ways to solve this problem. I'm discussing one of the possibility. I can access the data items by using its index like this. So data 0 will be 20, data 1 is 4, and so on. So I can create a for loop for index variable which start from 0 and it will go up to the length of this list. So it will look like this. For index in range, it will start from 0 and go up to length of this data, and I can simply access it by writing print data at index value. Let's run this. So you can see I am able to access each and every value by using data indexing. So I can use this for loop this time because I wish to return the index value of the minimum element. So we have to start with the same concept. So let's define a function min index. I am passing my list. This is my for loop to iterate every item, but we need to assume minimum element. Let's assume min index is equal to 0, and if this data at index value is less than data at index value of min index, then I need to update my min index with index value, because in this case the data at index value is less than data at this. So I can update my min index, and after the for loop you can simply return the value of min index. So let's call this for this list. In order to understand the logic, let's consider these three data items. My index value will start from 0, so it will compare data at index 0 with data at minimum index, which is also 0. So there is no need to compare 0 with 0. So I can start this from 1. So if you start this from 1, then it will compare data at index value 1, which is 7, with the data at index value 0, which is 23. So if data at index value 1, which is 7, is less than data at min index, which is 0, in this case we are comparing 7 with 23, and you can see that 7 is less than 23. So condition is true and min index will be updated with the index value. So at this point index value is 1, so min index is updated with value 1, and then my index changed to 2. So this time data at index 2, which is 1, okay, will be compared with data at min index, which is 1, which is 7. So 1 is compared with 7 this time. Again 1 is less than 7, condition is true, so min index will be updated with index value, which is 2. So min index in this case will be 2, and we are returning this. So it will return 2. Let's run this. So you can see the output is 2, which is the index value of this. Now let's make list like this. Let's run this. So index value is 1, which is for 7. Let's run this for 2, 7 and 10. Index value is 0. Wow. So we have the solution. And again there will be problem if my list is blank. You can see that there is no error, but it is returning index value 0, which is not appropriate. So I can add one if conditions. If length of data is equal to 0, then it simply return none, and otherwise this code will execute. Let's execute this. So you can see that it is not returning anything if length of data is 0. Otherwise this code will execute and it will return the index value of the minimum element. Yeah, so we have solved our problem. So this is all about this. And before winding up discussion on list, I have final task for you. Create a function to return sum of odd items in the list. So you need to find out the sum of odd items in the list. So let's suppose if your list is like this, so it should return 26 in this case. So take your time and create a function which can return sum of odd items in the list. So take your time and solve this problem. You first need to iterate each item in the list. You need to check whether the item is even or odd. If it is odd, then you need to find its total sum. So take your time and solve this problem. I will see you in next session with the solution of this. Thanks for watching this video. Bye bye.